Peace family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about anytime you communicate and there is always friction, one of the two is reading the other as an opposition. It is a war, it is a battle, and someone needs to win. Fortunately and unfortunately, this is how communication and this is how the opposition works. You know what I mean? So getting into a space and understanding, like trying to come to a certain conclusion or trying to meet eye to eye at a certain point will be extremely difficult for someone who, or an entity that has the energy of an opposition. You know what I mean? So a lot of things that they say and respond to is going to be resistance. You know, a lot of energy that they conjure up. You know, you may be talking about the tree and then all of a sudden the person brings up like some flowers from years ago that don't have anything to do with the tree, but they done conjured this energy up to present it to you in a form of controlling or manipulating the environment or the atmosphere. You know what I mean? So you're not going to be able to get too far out here without understanding communication, without understanding how energy works, vibration, and understanding that another human vessel standing beside me, I understand that is a spirit inside that's thinking thoughts, is running around, and the body is in a physical representation of it. So I would automatically process like they're processing like me. You know, even if we're not in the same belief systems, I know they're processing information and giving information in the same way. It's how we work naturally, you know what I mean? But the way it's set up out here now, it's like even when you talk to somebody on the most simplest form, it's almost like it's still some kind of weird ass friction, fight, resistance in between, you know? Even with like, this goes for people that you've already known for a long time, and this also goes for people that you are either trying to get to know, or it's a new space for you and you and these other beings are engaging. You're trying to get a better understanding or clarity of what's going on, you know what I mean? But the way this shit is set up now, right? If you and your beings around you don't share the same belief systems, meaning that when you get through all the wires and the extensions and everything else, they should all meet at a point and bing to the Most High or the Creator, you know what I mean? And damn, I gotta let this airplane pass. So it's like when they meet at that point, you know what I mean? It's still gonna point you to the Most High, the Creator. It's gonna still be clarity. So like I always emphasize on, you can have somebody from the Japan culture way over here on this side, still be moving righteous, still have the same principles, morals, and values as you, and you're way over here on Turtle Island in the US. You know what I'm saying? These are completely different realms, but they sharing the same principles and morals. Not saying everybody in here isn't, or everybody over there, but the beings who are, they still meet. They still have a meeting point. You know what I mean? So saying all that to say, like, not having meeting points with people in their belief systems is showing that their playbook is not cooperating. It's not conducive. It doesn't run concurrent with the Creator. You know, their playbook runs with selfishness, self. If your playbook and everything that you're doing is pointing to you doing a bunch of not anything, then you have to understand that the opposition is controlling you. You are using a whole demonic playbook. You know what I mean? The Creator only have us pay attention and utilize our vessels to master it, so that way we can help and heal others around us. Not to keep going out, getting our nails done and buying cups of coffee. Like, that's stupid as hell. That's stupid as hell. I don't give a damn like what the case is. How could you in your world say that you want a better world, but then you're still indulging in the little things that's hurting the world? That's what I don't be comprehending. You know what I mean? So, and when I do comprehend it, I have to take it as most beings are living evil, and when you are aware of what's going on, that's when you can live life and you can move more righteously. But most beings are moving extremely evil. I don't give a damn if you aren't the one with the knife. You still watched him knife somebody. You still watched her knife somebody. You still watched them shoot somebody. You know what I mean? So you are still a co-defendant to the offense. You know what I mean? So we shouldn't be out here communicating and engaging with beings, and every 5 seconds it's a battle, it's friction, it's one of these things happening right here. These happen when two men aren't sharing the same belief systems, two women aren't sharing the same belief system, man and woman are not sharing the same belief system. As a man, if you meet a woman and her fruits don't show that she even made it to woman yet, she's just still a female, you have to put extremely low percentage on what the fuck you listen to coming out of her mouth. So I do everything on a 100% scale, so that means you would only have to give that about 20%. They have no fruits. Rewind that back, because there's always going to be some kind of fruit. They don't have the healthiest fruit or the most productive fruit, showing that they have been previously living a prosperous life or previously doing something that was healing and helping others, you know what I'm saying? Or previously just trying to grow and build and be a better version of themselves so they can do more for this realm that we are in. It's not always the case, you know? And you have to understand that, and it's different for females. If you got a witchy nigga, you just gotta shut the fuck up and get away. Cause I would never tell my daughter to sit there and try to pull her nuts out or get aggressive or angry with a man. Like, you can call the cops, but if he decides to fuck you up before you get to the phone, you're done. You're done. It doesn't matter how, oh yeah, I feel like I could take you, I'm aggressive, I'm a man, or I could do this, I could do that. No, you cannot. You cannot. And you should accept it. And it's okay. You know what I mean? It's like men have to accept, hey, we don't bear babies. We have to accept it. Simple process. You females, you have to keep your fucking nuts away. Keep your nuts away. Like, that's why the temperature always rises, even with the demonic men. If you got a demonic man, it's gonna still rise him up. You know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in that kind of harm's way, because that's just natural shit you should know as a female growing into a woman. But I know most aren't taught these things, you know what I'm saying? So y'all feel as though like, oh, he not gonna just talk to me any kind of way, blah, blah. Yes, he is. He's gonna fucking talk to you any kind of way, and you're gonna take it or you're gonna get the fuck out the way. Simple process. But you trying to entice somebody being demonic and pulling your nuts out and constantly creating this friction is stupid. That's stupid. That's not moving in your divine feminine. And I ain't even gonna get started on demonic niggas who are not moving in their divine masculine. You know what I mean? Like, the men will change their actions and narratives when the women start doing better on theirs. And for most men who are aware in my space, we're changing ours first. And then if the women decide to chase their change, I gotta stop saying that. Females, once you become a woman, it is different other accolades that come with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel when gay men want to be called female or woman. I cannot do that. Certain things in the spiritual realm that comes with it. I don't give a damn how you feel. You can keep that shit to yourself, but you're not gonna make me call you that. No. I mean, I'm crazy for calling you that. Yeah, but they really want to be I don't give a fuck. If I tell you to call me a white man, you're not going to call me a white man. I am the opposite of white and Caucasian. So, these are just all different things that happen in the process of poor communication and not understanding that you're battling with an opposition. These are what battles look like. When you talk to yourself in a healthy manner and you're trying to get things figured out, you don't have that same kind of battle that you have with those other kind of beings. And then once you're old enough, you've lived long enough and had enough experiences that where you can use your past experiences to reflect on and be like, oh shit, I remember I had this conversation with Mr. Such and Such, or I remember I had this conversation with Mrs. Such and Such, you know what I'm saying? Or I had these conversations at a young age with peers of mine, and we was really mature about how we went about handling things. And now all of a sudden it's like the older you get, the dumber and the retardeder the beings are becoming. No, don't fall into that trap. It's enough traps set out here, you know what I mean? So if you ain't on your toes and you're not aware and you're not ready for these things, like, you're gonna find yourself exuding large amounts of energy, you know what I mean? So if you ever been to the gas station in the new generation, because I'm an 80s baby and we grew up to where you could pump, and if you go over 1 cent, nigga, you better have a penny in your car or somewhere on the ground or close by. But we was more keen on being accurate with the gas pumps, right? I went over 3 cents, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those things. Now it's set up to where the robot does it. You do it, you don't even have to think about it. You get back in the car, it stops at whatever number you want it on, you know what I mean? But imagine the machine didn't cut off where you tell it to, and you got back out to check, and the shit was just still overflowing. Because most gases have a sensory on it to where once it touches that little metal piece, it kind of stops fueling, and then that's when you usually have to do it manually yourself. And then even then, it'll keep clicking off because of the sensory. So you have to keep nudging the handle out a little bit more. That's how we be overflowing our energy when we are battling beings that we do not have to battle. You pulled up to the gas pump, basically pulled up to talk to somebody, blah, 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 blah. Y'all start talking and rambling. It turns into this. You forget to take the gas thing out your car. You know what I'm saying? You go back over to check, and now you got gas all around your whole vehicle. You done exuded too much energy. You know what I mean? And that's going to be part of the price that we got to pay for not being aware of beings who are constantly communicating as an opposition. As an opposition, oppositions don't want clarity. Oppositions want to fight. Oppositions want to think about self. See, for anybody getting around and being like me, it's bigger than me. So if my vessel is the one that's being used to kind of try to position everybody, then that means that it's not even about me. It's bigger than me. It's just the creator's just using this vessel because this one has been fighting the good fight long enough to use, and apparently feels I can bear all this witchy shit, which I'm still here bearing, but it's like, god damn. That's how I be feeling. Y'all hear them out there talking. There's some traffic going on, but just understanding these things, man. Like, if I didn't comprehend or process these things, like, I would find myself way more drained and exhausted than I would normally have to be, you know? Because some people say things to kind of entice you to battle. Oh, you don't care. You don't like me. Like, it's weird when demons say that, because demons don't know anything about caring. Demons don't know anything about love. So it's weird when people who have no fruits to show that they have been amazing with reading energy and telling people how they feel would say shit like that. You know, these are people and beings and entities who are oppositions. They're communicating with you to fight. They're communicating with you to battle. Y'all they're just doing their thing. But this is how they communicate. If they can keep you riled up or confused, then that makes it easier for them to control and to manipulate your energy and to destroy you. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of things that come into play when you are trying to move in a better light, you know what I'm saying? And when you are actually the life force behind this whole physical realm, but they look at you as if you're the virus of this physical realm, you know what I mean? So it just all comes with the territory. So I don't never allow demons to tell me how I feel or how I care. You should never allow a demon to tell you how you feel and how you care. Don't allow them to tell you what is caring and how you should feel, because they are the wrong beings to listen to. They hold no weight and value to the things that they say. And the times that it does count for anything, it's usually like really, really weird and spontaneous. Like, so it's never one of those things that you can count on, you know? It's never gonna be one of those things you can count on. So just understanding that when people communicate with you, and it's hard for y'all to just kind of flow, you know what I'm saying? It's like you flowing, and then all of a sudden this one flowing here, and y'all doing this number. It's like, oh shit, it's making it a little bit harder right here. Now your solar plex chakra done start going crazy. Your crown chakra is like doing that woozy thing. You don't know if you about to get dizzy or get a headache, you know what I'm saying? Your thoughts start running from tree, grass, pole, rock, you know what I'm saying? And you just trying to figure out how to slow the shit down, you know what I'm saying? Like, they make a statements that's unclear and you just got thrown off. You trying to listen so you can respond appropriately, but one statement just threw you off and kind of got you pondering over in that space. These are tactics that are used, you know. These beings do not want clarity. That's us. They don't receive their fruits the same way we receive ours, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them talk about God, God, God. They're not talking about the Creator. They're not talking about the Most High. We already know. You can turn on the MTV Awards, BET Awards, the Oscar Awards, and all the celebrities are saying God. Clearly, they have a different God. So that's why I always like to use the Most High or the Creator, just a different terminology to kind of distinguish away. Because if they say Creator or if they say the Most High, then it's more evident of them lying and it not being clear, you know what I'm saying? But when the witchy team do things and say shit like gods and God, it kind of leaves room for them to actually be being organic in what they saying. You know what I mean? They are organic into worshiping and praising their gods. It's not the same Creator that we are, you know, aligned with, but it is God, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't want to run up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.